All right, so last review, which was Suicide Squad 2016, I pretty much was singing a song that was in the movie. Then it was a very catchy song, and now this song's stuck in my head. And what song would that be? I'm probably gonna get a copyright claim for this, but it's titled "Brain." Okay. I'm gonna stop playing. I'm gonna stop playing due to copyright. Oh, that was very cringy. Hello, welcome back to another movie review on the channel. So yeah, this is my spoiler-free review for James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which I did just finish. Pretty much 12 in the morning today. Actually, I pretty much had to pause, and actually I'm not gonna go full deals on that. Let's just say I finished watching it, and yeah. Now let me be. I don't know if I said this in other videos or something, but I was excited to check this out because first of all, it's a DC movie, and honestly, I would never check this out, even though it's DC. I wouldn't still check it out. Why? Because it doesn't have any like I said in my Suicide Squad review. I'm not checking Suicide Squad. It doesn't have Superman or Batman in it. I don't even know what this is. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, but there's Batman and the Batman's in the movie. Say what now? Batman's in the movie? Okay, I'm gonna go check this out. But yeah, and same goes for Doctor Strange. Reason I wouldn't be interested in these types of movies is because I don't know nothing about them. But from now on, I'm gonna just be seeing every Marvel and DC movie, whether I know about them or don't know about them. I don't know Shang-Chi, for example, but I'm still checking that out because it's looking to be badass. But still. All right. Still, I was excited to check this out, but not as extremely excited. Super excited. For example, I was super excited to check out Avengers Endgame. I was so hyped for that. That was probably my most actually, it was definitely my most anticipated movie for 2019. Yeah, definitely. And it just excuse me. I just heard my dad call my name, so yeah, be right back. Okay, quick update. I may have to do this quick and fast because in 20 minutes I have to leave the house. Because I'm having a sleepover at someone's house. So if I said something in my community post about making a spoiler-free review tomorrow, yeah, I may have to do an update. But still, let's just make this quick. So yeah. I wasn't excited. I was excited to see it as I was excited to see The Lion King. I wasn't super excited. I was still excited to see The Lion King, for example. But for Endgame or Shazam or The Rise of Skywalker, those I was super hyped. And for No Way Home, yeah, I'm super hyped for that. But still, I was normal hype, not extremely hyped to see this. But after reading reviews, everyone after hearing about it, everything about the Suicide Squad, saying that's the best DCU movie, just basically positive reviews and everything, I got really excited and I was looking forward to check it out. They're saying lots of good stuff about Suicide Squad. Oh, my hype just got a whole lot bigger. And well, was the hype worth it? Oh, hell to the yes. This may be James Gunn's greatest effing masterpiece. How many movies has he made? James Gunn movies. How many movies has he made? Oh, he's made okay, he is working on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So there's basically the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, Suicide Squad, Super, Brightburn. Well, I don't know if you directed that. He worked on Scooby-Doo? What the heck? Okay, how many movies has he directed? I know some of these he's produced. No, he produced Endgame, but Jesus Christ, he probably made 4 movies, I think. I don't know, but still, this may be his greatest masterpiece, honestly. This may be his greatest masterpiece, honestly. I could see what everyone's talking about. I could understand literally everything, especially with how Peacemaker is pretty much a douchey Captain America. And also another thing I should bring up that I don't know if anyone knows about this. So on Instagram, I find out that the character Ratcatcher 2 is pretty much the heart of the story of this movie. How, for example, Cyborg's the heart of Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Snyder Cut, how he's the heart of the story. I was like, oh, okay, that's another interesting part I'm looking forward to check out. And after watching this movie, I could understand how she's the heart of the story. And there's a surprise cameo, actually two surprise cameos, but one from a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and another one who, okay, it's maybe it sound like a major spoiler, but it has to do with rats, but it can't be that big of a spoiler. But still, so yeah, I'm gonna try not to say spoilers because, like I said, I'm gonna be making a spoiler review, and just I had a blast watching this. Now, like I said in my movie reaction, this movie was pretty much like an R-rated Birds of Prey movie combined with another Birds of Prey movie that is also R-rated, and just combine those two together, and you have Suicide Squad, which is twice as bloody and gory. Like, oh man, just this movie was intense, insane, hilarious, especially hilarious. Just I freaking love the entire thing. And sure, people are gonna say that Bloodsport's like a ripoff or knockoff of Deadshot. Same goes with him and his Dar and stuff. But there's an intense scene going on between Bloodsport and his Dar that. Okay, yeah, they're not yeah, these everyone's wrong about what like all y'all are wrong of what you're saying about Bloodsport and his Dar. They're not like just copycats or rip off knockoff versions of Bloodsport of Deadshot and his Dars. Like there's a whole big difference between those two characters. Like I don't want to spoil it what went down in that scene, but let's just say it was a very intense scene that. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but and James Gunn had said that don't get too attached to some of the characters because he pretty much had said most of the Suicide Squad members were pretty much going to get killed off. And now that I watched it, yeah, there are some deaths I pretty much feel bad about. There's probably some characters I probably don't care that they're dead. Like, okay, I don't care about that person. That person's dead. But there's a few characters I would have wanted to live. But ones I was just so bummed out. Like, oh man, like. I have a few negatives for this movie, and it's probably the one big negative. I think I only have one big negative. I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch it again, but that negative has to do with pretty much the Suicide Squad members dying. Like I felt so bummed out about it. Like I feel so bad for some of these characters dying. Like, oh man, I was so bummed out. That's probably like the one thing I didn't like, and that's some of the Suicide. So I cannot talk correctly. Some of the Suicide Squad members dying. That's probably one thing I didn't like, and that's like probably my big negative I got for this movie. And it's the Suicide Squad members pretty much dying. Like I was so bummed out with some of these characters. I actually just watched a video of pretty much rewatching everyone's deaths. Like there's a YouTube video I watched on YouTube that popped up on my recommendation page of pretty much rest in peace Suicide Squad members. Like basically the characters that died in this movie, the Suicide Squad members that died. Like just oh man, that's just probably my only big negative thing I got for this movie. I still enjoy it, and honestly, I actually I'm gonna save it for last and by the end of the movie. But my most favorite characters for this entire movie is Bloodsport because he's got some badass weapons and a badass suit, which I gotta get that Fortnite skin on Fortnite very badly because it's a badass suit. And Peacemaker, just yeah, I could see how he's a douchey Captain America because when they said he's a douchey Captain America, I was like, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting to know. But now after watching it, I now can fully understand how he's like a douchey Captain America. And Ratcatcher. Like I freaking love Ratcatcher 2. Ratcatcher 2, And I could see how she's the heart of the story for this entire movie, and she was probably the best part about this movie. And King Shark. I freaking love King Shark. Oh, another thing about Ratcatcher 2. Is her rats. I freaking adored all of them. Like they're all so goddamn cute. Like I don't know why. I know everyone doesn't like rats, but they're probably all gonna change their goddamn minds when they see this movie and just see how adorable these rats are. But yeah, King Shark, it's kind of like a Groot in this movie, but I would hate to say is that this is technically DC's Guardians of the Galaxy, since first of all, James Gunn's director of this movie, is director for Guardians of the Galaxy. But I don't want to say that. I mean, I hate to admit, I would say that this is DC's Guardians of the Galaxy, but I don't want to say that, and the reason why is because I will be making a video soon where I talk about my thoughts with Marvel and DC and pretty much how DC tried copying Marvel. That has to do with what they did with Snyder Cut and stuff. But still, I want DC to be their own thing because they pretty much rushed everything and try to get the Justice League here. Like they should just do it. Like the reason they were rushing it was because Marvel was just winning. Marvel was just winning, but like no, we must defeat them. We must make a team up movie already. That's not right. We must follow Zack Snyder's. Just no, I don't care about Zack Snyder. Just still, I'll make a video about that. But I want DC to be like its own thing, like its own thing. I wouldn't want this to be like DC Suicide Squad. I would hate to admit this. I hate to say this. Is what I'm trying to say. I hate to say it, but this would be DC Suicide Squad, but it really isn't. It shouldn't even actually. It shouldn't even. It should be its own thing since of course it's DC. DC and Marvel are both separate things, but have one thing in common, and that is superheroes. And I guess they both have similarities with each other since Marvel's copied DC and DC's copied Marvel. I mean, apparently, actually, when was DC created? When was DC Comics created? 1934. And when was Marvel created? 1939. So yeah, DC was first. So yeah, DC was pretty much first place, but then Marvel has rise. I don't know how to explain that, and now is better than DC. Again, I will be making a video where I talk about my thoughts with Marvel and DC and everything about it. Still, I would want DC and the Suicide Squad be its own thing. Like DC be its own thing. Like that's what I'm trying to say is that DC needs like a Kevin Feige formula, I guess, because like not like Kevin Feige should work on DC as well. Just someone that is pretty much like Kevin Feige that has that Kevin Feige formula and can pretty much fix the DCU and possibly restore the Snyderverse. And I don't know if I would consider this being part of the DCU, which is Warner Brothers' vision and not the Snyderverse, or this would be part of the Snyderverse. I don't know. Either I'm considering this the DCU or the Snyderverse, but it's probably going to be. I mean, it's DCU. It's hard to explain. But I'm still trying to consider if I should just consider this as a Snyderverse movie or a DCU movie. But I'm probably going to be thinking about that for a while. And Polka Dot Man. He was a cool character. He's kind of a bit of a weirdo, but he was a cool character for this entire movie. And what other characters? Oh, of course, Rick Flag was a badass. And what were other characters that I need to mention? Am I forgetting? No, I think I got all of them. Still, this movie is just a roller coaster, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but it's got comedy, it's got great action, it's freaking glorious. And I can see how this is pretty much the best DCU. Like I gotta give props to James Gunn. This is honestly his greatest masterpiece of all time. He's done his research with pretty much everything with the Suicide Squad comics. I don't know everything about the comics, especially for Marvel comics, but he's done a very good job with this. I gotta give props to James Gunn. He's done a very good job with this. And the best part about this, he's released this movie on the day the first Suicide Squad movie came out. So, yeah. And that could be the reason, unless he just released it to have it as his birthday gift, since this is the greatest thing. Like, it's just crazy how DC and Warner Bros. Had just called him after he got fired from Disney, apparently. Like, I found out about that years ago. I'm like, what the heck? Wait, why did he get fired? Like, it's just crazy how far we've come from James Gunn getting fired by Marvel, Kevin Feige himself, and then he gets called by DC and Warner. Like, Warner Bros. Pretty much let him do whatever he wants. Warner Bros. Should have done the same with Zack Snyder and David Ayer, but instead they do this. They let him do whatever James Gunn wants. Not that I have an issue with that. It sounds like I probably have an issue with it. So I'll talk about my thoughts with that for my Marvel DC video that I'll talk about soon. Still, this movie is worth a watch. You guys have got to check this out. It's in HBOMax till September 5th. You know, HBO Max for 31 days only. But it'll still be in theaters once it's removed on HBO Max. You can still check it out in theaters. But I had a blast watching this, and I was about to not like this movie for a couple of reasons, which I'll probably say in the end. But still, this movie is just fantastic. It's just freaking fantastic. And hate to admit, it is kind of better than 2016 Suicide Squad. But like I said in my last review, I will hate that movie once they release the Ayer cut. Like how I officially hated 2017 Justice League. What a freaking mess. What a mess indeed. Still, it is one of the best summer movies for 2021, and I don't know where I'm going to be ranking this for best movies of 2021 or DCEU list. And I will be making a video where I rank all DCEU films, but this movie is just James Gunn's greatest masterpiece of all time. Anyways, let's get down to business. So, for action, I'm going to give 5.5 stars, 90%. The action is freaking glorious in this movie. Like, it's just a freaking roller coaster. I don't know how to explain. And the comedy is 5 stars, 100%. The best part about this movie is pretty much the comedy. And there's like a couple of differences between 2016 Suicide Squad and 2021 Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'll probably have to do a video with that or something. I don't know. I noticed like some major differences with both of those movies. And for drama, I'm gonna give 4.5 stars. 75%. I don't care with the drama. I just watch the movie, to have fun and stuff. But I say the drama was alright. I mean, I probably wasn't paying attention. Then again, I was talking a lot in my movie reaction, so I am gonna be rewatching it soon, and I'm gonna watch it as many times as I can since this movie. Oh man, I'm watching it as many times as I can. And for I'm going to give 2 stars, 40%, since this is, of course, rated R. This is like the third DCU movie to be rated R. First was Joker, second Birds of Prey, and now this. I wonder what's the next R-rated movie. Either the Batman or Black Adam. Let me know in the comments down below which R-rated DCU movie we think we may be. You think we could be getting. Whether it's Batman or Black Adam. Okay. Okay, alright, be right back. Sorry about that. Rowland just really want me to be in Ariana Grande's concert in Fortnite. So yeah, sorry that just happened. Then again, I'm going to be getting lots of interruptions from my videos, which is probably going to suck for me, but I'm going to have to deal with it. But still, 2 stars, 40% for horror because, again, this is R-rated. Lots of blood and gore. Especially coming from King. Actually, coming from everything. Like, this movie is just straight up bloody. It's a bloody roller coaster. It's a bloody movie. It's just freaking insane. Like, oh my god, the blood. Like, James Gunn, you madman. You're sick, man. I don't know what you got in here. I mean, not an issue with it. Just. God dang, James Gunn. Still, so yeah, 2 stars, 40%. And then suspense. 4.5 stars, 95%. Because I was hoping, because like I said earlier, that James Gunn had confirmed that most of the characters were pretty much gonna die. Now I'm like, oh god, like, I'm hoping some of these guys are gonna make it out. I'm hoping they're gonna make it out. I was feeling the suspense. So I'll say the suspense was real well built. And so yeah, I'm giving the movie 5 stars, 100%. Casual fans, A+. Cinephiles, A+, and correctly, A-. Most, I don't know what A- is, actually. Still, A- and 10 out of 10. And I'm giving the Moist Meter 94%, but this is definitely getting the freaking movie reward. So definitely check this out, either on HBOMax or in theaters. Just either way, just check it out, however you want it, whether you want to see it on HBOMax or in theaters. Now, I could have given this 4 stars, 8 out of 10, and just give it the add your collection, mostly for what went down that I will explain in my spoiler review, but there are 2 post-credit scenes that you need to stay, so you can check out. One sets up something that's similar with how Black Widow did, and but still, so yeah. But the post-credit scenes, actually the last post-credit scenes for this movie kind of just fixed up everything that I was end up not liking for Suicide Squad. Like, I'll explain that in my spoiler review. But anyways. So yeah, that's my spoiler-free thoughts for James Gunn: The Suicide Squad, which is now in theaters and also streaming on HBOMax for 31 days only, but like not 30 days since now that it'll be gone by September 5th. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, if you have seen the movie, let me know your thoughts. Comments down below. And which movie do you think is better, 2016's version of Suicide Squad or 2021 Suicide Squad? And hashtag release the air cut because I still would like to see the cut of 2016 Suicide Squad. And as always, I'll see you guys in my spoiler review for pretty much Suicide Squad because I'm gonna watch as many times as I can. And as always, peace out. Oh, peace out, Peacemaker. Oh, okay. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyways, peace out.